Hi man, so how you been keeping busy during quarantine? Because we all stuck at home and apparently there's some sort of virus or something going around. I don't know. But we all stuck, doing our own thing. I've been working. I've been doing stuff. What have you been doing? Tell the people.
Well, I gotta say, man, I think from my end, the joke is on society because I'm an introvert and prefer to do my own thing anyway. So every day of the week, I'm already doing my own thing. I just am now societally obligated to keep doing my own thing. So I have, I'm sorry that people are being affected poorly by this, but no complaints from my end personally, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you've been socially distancing for your whole life is what you're saying.
Yeah, more or less. I find the older I get, the more arrogant I become and the more, I don't know. I don't want to say stupid, but it's like the smaller my circle gets, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think people are, I was going for, I don't think people are stupid, but I just realized the amount of people that are really worth, investing in, the circle just shrinks.
Yeah.
So, I find out who my real friends are really quickly into a quarantine like this. But hey, that means you made the cut though.
Hey, so I'm on that list.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Always have been. Since ninth grade, since you, me, and like two other outcasts would sit at the lunch tables by the football field and nobody else would go near us because we passed the time by throwing bags of peanuts at pelicans.
Yeah, well, but like how else are you going to pass the time, right? Like, that's all we could do. You feel? And look
Yeah,
us
at the
now,
time.
Man.
Yeah.
You're a professional runner, and I have a beard, so I feel like we both pretty much went up.
Oh man, I'm so far from a professional runner, but I appreciate you thinking of me as such.
Oh no, we all know Jeremy's up top, professional.
At our small private school,
hold on.
I was.
If you're running 16 miles in a day, in my book, that's professional, man, because I just went for a 3-mile run yesterday and I was dead. So, props, man. I can't do 16.
Well, thanks, man. I don't know about professional, maybe just dumb, but I'll take it.
Okay. So yeah, see, man, high school, it's funny because like when you're in quarantine, you start thinking about stuff, right? Like everything and anything, because that's all you can do, right? You're just stuck at home to think, right? Or like, while you're taking online classes. But think about high school, like, yeah, I'm glad we're not in high school, but there were simpler times, man. There's like, stuff, like at the time you got stuff to worry about, but now looking back, you're like, oh, well, yeah, I'd rather be there worrying about what the dance we're going to be doing during Spirit Week than a freaking virus that's going around the whole world, right?
Yeah, I think that's you're just summing up life in general, though. It's like every consecutive thing in your life gets more and more difficult until you're like 60, and then you get to retire and it goes back in the other direction. You can pick up those retirement hobbies, which for me is going to be building model railroads. But what's your retirement hobby going to be? That's an epic question.
Yeah. I think I do plan on golfing. Golfing's going to be fun. Something, I don't even know if I would call it retirement, but something that I want to learn now is like woodworking. And I want to carry that till retirement because, I'll build boats and tables. Why not, right?
Yeah. Having those skills that you can just, go out in your garage and, all your grandkids are like, what's grandpa doing out there? And then grandma has to explain. So,
oh, yeah, man.
Dude.
That's it. Crafty, hands on. Yeah.
But on golf, dude, I actually, I live on a 6-hole golf course now that it's like our community only. And I started golfing with my dad and uncle like once a week. And I'm awful. It's like being a runner, my hand-eye coordination is already bad, but it's like the first time I went out, I'm thinking that I need to be giving golf balls like a baseball swing, when in reality, golf's so much more of a finesse.
Yeah.
So it was so embarrassing because the first couple of times I'm out there, I'm literally not hitting the ball. It's like I'm missing. I'm like taking, and the problem is, it's like as you get more frustrated, you start to put more power into it when it's like, no. What you need to do is slow down, focus, and swing a little bit lighter. So, oh man, but it's been fun. But then on the note of woodworking, I'm always breaking and we're always losing golf tees and those sorts of things. So I was saying, even though they're super cheap, I was saying I'll just take like, a fixed blade knife or something and go pick up sticks in the yard and try to carve my own golf tees.
Why?
Just for the heck of it. It would be totally a pride thing, not even an efficiency thing, but just so that I can like, stick them in the course and think I made this tee.
Yeah, or better yet, you make your own golf balls.
Dude, oh man. My dad made that joke the other day because we lose like 6 balls a game into the water hazard.
Yeah.
So I'm always telling him, yeah, I'll make you some golf tees. And he's like, man, what you need to do is make me some golf balls, because we're so unprofessional that we buy like on Amazon just like the used bag of 100 golf balls.
Yeah.
They're all like completely different brands and everything.
Yeah. No, dude, golf is, it's not as easy as like swinging a club and hitting a ball into the hole. It's funny though. I mean, golf is fun. Like my first job when I was 13, I was a golf caddy. That was like my very first job ever. And I loved it, but like I didn't fully understand. Like there were it was a friend, so like there were times where his dad would be like, this club's for this and this, and I didn't really get it until I went to a driving range with someone we mutually know and a few other people, and we were just hitting, and it was like driving ranges are one of the funnest things to like pass time. I mean, you just put get a bucket and you just hit them right, and like Top Golf, dude. Have you ever been to a Top Golf?
No, I actually haven't, but they finally installed one like 20 miles from where I'm going to school. So I've been meaning to go, but after seeing my golf game, I think I need to go out a few more times so I don't embarrass myself.
Yeah, well, hey, practice makes perfect, man. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, it'd be a fun hobby, and like in things like politics and like business, it's like you go out with some business exec, go run around a golf, and then at the end, all right, close that deal, Word.
Yeah. Well, but if we're talking retirement and you are thinking politics, I mean, like when you retire, you owe it to yourself to take up politics, because everybody needs that grandpa that sits at the head of the table and goes off at the wrong time. Just everybody deserves that experience.
Absolutely, man. Thanksgiving, that's what Thanksgiving's for. You got to be that grandpa, that uncle, that whatever that's gonna be like randomly just everyone's asking how you doing, and then did you see what blank said? Here's why that's wrong, and then you go off. But to be completely honest, I don't know where politics are gonna be in 2060, 2070. Who knows, man? But we won't get into that.
But that's the deal. It's like if nobody else in my generation is going to take it upon themselves to be that grandpa for someone else, it's going to have to be me. And I'll just have to find something to be upset about. Even if I agree with most of what's going on at the time, you just have to pick and find something.
Yeah. Or, worst comes to worst, you just pick on the younger generation, like every older generation does.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, but you have to wonder. I wonder what the younger generation is going to be like when we hit that age.
Dude, I mean, there's no way to predict it. You really can't. I mean, but if the young generation right now, like the little kids, if they're any indication, man, like that ain't
really.
No, I'm playing. But I mean, like, I don't know. Every generation has their own thing, right? I can't honestly say or put a finger on what our generation's thing is, but I will say, to be completely honest, in my opinion, I think our generation was like the last, like, good,
go for it,
awesome one. I don't know, the shows we grew up on, the video games we had, just the vibes that we had. Like if you were born like in 99 or 2000, maybe 2000's like the cutoff, 2000, 2001. But like, bro, like the cartoons we had, like we were at that point where we didn't have like iPads to be on when we were kids yet. Like we were rising with that. We had like Game Boys, we had like DS, GameCube, all the like consoles, but we didn't, like, I don't know, there was something still different.
I get what you're saying. Like I still had to go through flip phone years.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I was 6th grade, just like begging my parents for my first cell phone, and then they handed me the brick one day, and I was like, whoa, cool. But dude, I'm totally with what you're saying about the shows and everything, because we had early SpongeBob, which was just amazing. You know, when Nickelodeon was good, when Disney Channel was good, and now, I mean, I don't even know what they're doing anymore. But that, and like you said, the toys, because for me, the big one was the lightsabers, because there were still Star Wars movies coming out in the early 2000s. You know, we had, like, I believe, you know, Revenge of the Sith was like 2005. So we are like growing up at kind of the tail end of, like, as we were old enough to become interested in those things, at least there's still movies kind of coming out. And, you know, just the sequels don't quite have the same pizzazz that even the prequels had. So at least as far as like marketing and selling toys goes. So for me, it was all about the Star Wars Legos. My huge thing was when the Clone Wars first came out. The Clone Wars Legos, I was all over those. I had like the gunship and what is it? The ATTE, is that the six-legged machine? But I was all about that. I had all my little minifigures, Star Wars Legos. That was a huge phase for me.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Legos. It was Legos for me. Legos were huge, man. Let me put it out there. To this day, I will still put together a Lego set because they're not just for kids. You feel? But not just like randomly. Like if prompted, like yes, I'll do it. Anyway, Legos for sure. Old Mario games, man. Like I love it. Like those are classics, right? I used to, I had like action figures and stuff. But yeah, that's just like the point I'm saying is like we didn't like, cause like today, right? Like you have younger siblings, you have like little kids who like they got an iPad when they're like 4, starting off, or even younger, and they just watch their shows there, do whatever, right? Which is like that's dope because it's like with the tech, but like I'm just saying I'm kind of grateful we didn't have that because I don't know, that's like still something that's like it's just different, like it instills something that's different. So that was cool. I played with like friends all the time, like my neighbor, my friends from school, whatever, going scooters and then break your ankle when it flips around and kills you.
Yeah, oh my gosh, with the sharp edges of the Razor scooter on either sides of the deck, when you try to get all fancy and it comes around and clips you in the heel and it hurts so bad. I can feel it right now that I'm thinking about it.
It's called Razor for a reason, man. It feels like a razor cutting your ankle off, bro. Yeah.
Never thought of it that way. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. We kind of just missed the cutoff though, because I think I got my first iPhone even when I had to be 14, 15. And that's still pretty young, but at least I didn't, I don't want to say at least, because I totally would have enjoyed it if I was younger. But I remember I have very fond memories of playing outside as a young guy, especially growing up in California, where it was just so nice outside. Like my family had a basketball hoop out in the driveway. So there would be days when people from like 4 different houses on the block would come and we'd be shooting hoops. And my voice totally just cracked. Nobody's gonna be able to ignore that, but that's okay. We had like the ripsticks and the skateboards, and we were throwing baseballs and footballs. But it really just makes me wonder, we're talking about the future generations. You have to wonder how far technology can truly go. Like, how much more advanced can it truly get? Like, is there going to be a point in time where it, I guess, kind of flattens out?
Yeah.
Because, I guess, how different have the last 4 iPhones really been from each other when you think about it? Granted, part of that's just marketing. See how little you can get away with changing and still advertise it as something new. But I don't know, it's just, maybe I'm just wrong because granted tech's not my thing, but I think you get what I'm saying. You have to wonder if it's gonna at some point flatten out and they're not gonna be able to do something bigger and better.
No, for sure. And I'm gonna be honest, to us, like it definitely don't seem like something, or like it could go any much further, but I don't know, to be fair, like I'm sure, you ask our parents, they didn't think something like the iPhone 10, what we have now, it would even be a thing. Like, people born in the 60s and the 70s, like, they didn't know an iPhone. If you were born in the 70s, you didn't know an iPhone till you were at least 40, right? Like, 2007 was the first iPhone, so I guess maybe, like, late 30s. But, like, realistically, not everyone had an iPhone 1 when it first came out. Like, it was expensive and whatever. So, yeah. But, like, I don't know. I mean, who knows, man? Holograms, maybe, you know, the cliche is always flying cars and whatever, right? But, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know about that, but, like, maybe. Well, you got Tesla, though, and you got, like, auto-driving cars and all that. So, honestly, I couldn't even make a prediction. I don't know. You know, it'll always progress, but to what end, I have no clue. Yeah.
Yeah, and some of it's really cool and important. Granted, sometimes it does concern me, just the addictive nature of the screens and everything. And, you know, granted, I say something like that, and then I turn around and spend all kinds of time glaring at my phone, at Netflix, and at everything between in a day.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, we got to be grateful for some aspects of technology, especially in, like, the medical field and those sorts of things. So, you know, that's why it's kind of like you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Or I have to be careful when I start going off about, like, man, you know, we're just spending too much time with the technology. It's like it's getting too advanced. But I don't know if there was some way we could, like, reap the benefits, but also kind of keep the recreational stuff in its place, so to speak.
Yeah.
So if I have kids someday, that's definitely something I want to be careful of. It's like I'm not going to be the crazy parent on the block who doesn't let my kids have any technology at all, and then they're the weird kid at school.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely, you know, kind of kick them out the door and say, you know, go play with the neighbor kid after a few hours on the video games.
Yeah. I mean, and that's like, that's not a bad thing. Like, that's not a big deal. You know, it's a good thing to try to, and still, because like kids today, well, whatever. Yeah, I agree.